Hello, hello, hello. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker, and today is Mindset Monday. Today is Mindset Monday. Every Monday, we spend some time talking about mindset. I feel like it's an important topic for a Monday because it's a new week. We've got new opportunity, a new day, a new week. And if we can get our mindset right at the top of the week, then we set ourselves up to be more successful in accomplishing the things that we would like to accomplish during that week. Hi, Dinah. Welcome, 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 welcome. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And specifically, I thought this week we would really hone in on different tools that will help us with each topic of the day. So, for mindset, the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about most today is visualization. And visualization as a tool to help you accomplish the things that you have set out for yourself. What are your goals? What would you like to do with your life? What is it that's important for you to accomplish? What are the things that you would like to change? What are those things? So you have to start by being really, really clear about that. And then once you're clear about it, now we can really focus on those things. Veronique, yay! So glad to see you. I have your invite, and before the day is up, I'll get on your calendar and we will figure out when we're going to get together. Hey, Annie, good to see you as always. Yay! Thanks for joining. We are just getting started on our Mindset Monday, and today we are focusing in on the power of visualization to enhance your mindset and achieve the goals that you have for yourself. So, what I was saying as all these wonderful folks were joining is number one is you need that clarity. You have to be clear about what it is that you want to accomplish. And once you're clear, now you have something that you can really hone in on, really focus on. And visualization is a great, great tool to help you accomplish the things that you want to have in life. So it's a part of our personal development, and doing so, visualization can really be a strong tool that can impact our mindset and facilitate our ability to achieve our goals. So what you're doing when you're visualizing is you're being very, very conscious, and you're being clear, and you're allowing yourself to experience, not just to see. But I do want you to see with your mind's eye. I want you to mentally picture yourself winning, mentally picture yourself accomplishing the things that you have set out for yourself. If something has happened and you didn't like the way you responded, didn't like the way it unfolded, our brains do not know the difference between what we're dreaming about and what has actually happened. So we can train our brains to cheer us on. We can train our brains to be our advocate. We can train our brains to see us as winners, as someone who accomplishes what we set out, if we're willing to take some time to visualize. I often talk about when I talk about this topic, my sister and her friend, they were basketball players for years, and they still as adults are in that space coaching and training and teaching others. But when they were very young, they would lay on the floor at night, just two girls talking, and while they were laying there, they would just pretend that they were shooting the ball over and over and over again, and they visualized that ball going in. They in their minds saw themselves in the uniform of the team that they wanted to play for. They saw themselves winning championships. They saw themselves being invited into the college of their choice and having their education paid for. They saw those things internally first. And when they saw those things internally, their activities, their actions, their mind started to align with those visions. And eventually, over time, those things became their reality. I've done it my whole life. I grew up in a really, really small town, and opportunities were limited, to say the least. Most of the places that were near me, they were the same as the last name of somebody that I went to school with, the grocery stores and things like that. So it was a very small, tight knit community, and there's a lot of goodness that comes from that, a lot of support and things like that. So I'm not saying that it's a negative, but I never felt like I fit. I never saw myself being there long term, not even much after high school. I was gone. I graduated in May, and by June or July, I was in Austin. I had moved to the state capital, and I've been here ever since. This became home really, really quickly, but I never saw myself in that small environment for long. It felt too small. It didn't feel like I was seeing enough, experiencing enough. I didn't know enough. I knew the world was so much bigger, and I wanted to be a part of that, what was bigger. I wanted to have the opportunity to experience more out of life. Hello, Kimberly. And so because of that, off to college I went, and I built on from that mindset. Let me hang up. Somebody's trying to call during my live, messing up my connection. Sorry for you guys on IG. So seeing yourself in a certain way, if you see yourself in a certain environment, accomplishing certain things, you really begin to set yourself up to achieve that. That's why mindset is so important. If you see yourself as small, if you see yourself as somebody who always messes up, if you see yourself as someone who never quite gets it right, if you're always comparing yourself to other people and seeing yourself less than, then you're setting yourself up for that to be your reality. So it works in the reverse too. That's why it's so powerful. We have to be laser focused on what our thoughts are. We have to be really, really locked in on what we say and how we present ourselves internally. The voice within wins. I say that all the time. And that's what I mean. What you believe to be true about yourself will be true about yourself, because that is the life that you are going to create, because that's all that you can see. If you see that life is hard and struggle and nothing ever goes right, that's what you're going to see. That's what your experience will be. Some people in the middle of those struggles, in the middle of difficult times, they can still see opportunity. They can see themselves on the other side. They can see themselves getting through. And that's exactly what they do. And they may come through a little bit less scathed, a little less, not as hard, not as angry as the person with a different point of view. Because we all get through it. As long as we continue to live, we get through whatever is today, may not be tomorrow, next month, next year, because things are changing all the time. That's the only constant, is change. So if you don't like how things are, just keep living. Things around you are going to change. The question is, are you focused enough on the change to be able to see what's different? Or are you continuing to drag that negative mindset with you regardless of what happens? It can happen. And that's why our personal thoughts, it's great for somebody to compliment you. But if you don't believe the message that they're giving you, it's going to slide right off. You'll excuse it. Oh, they're just nice. Oh, they just wanted to make me feel better. Oh, they're in my circle, they're my family, they're my whatever, so they have to say nice things. And you never take that compliment to heart. I am capable now of living in a complimentless world, a world where the compliments don't come. And I'm still okay, because my validation, my value, how I feel about myself comes from inside. It's great when the compliments come and they're appreciated. But when they don't, my life isn't somehow diminished. And that's my hope for everybody, to understand that it's the voice within that wins, that what you think is what really matters. I lived a good portion of my life with all kinds of accomplishments and all kinds of great things happening, and I never really felt them. I never really attributed them to me, because my mindset was wrong. I didn't see myself in that light. I couldn't see myself the way other people saw me. So the things that they said just rolled right off. And oh Lord, I couldn't make a mistake, because my value was so attached to anything that I accomplished. If I did good, if I had a good outcome, then in my mind I was good in that moment. But if I had a bad outcome, then I was bad in that moment. So you ride a roller coaster, a horrible roller coaster, when your value, your self-worth is attached to anything external. Hair gray, nails not done, in a ratty old t-shirt that needs to be ironed, I am just as valuable. I love myself just as much as when I'm all spit and polished and ready to go. You ready to be the belle of the ball. The external does not control what the internal and how I feel about myself. And that's what I'm hoping for everybody. And he says, you must be your greatest supporter and cheerleader. Absolutely. I have a free online course. It's called Transforming Your Inner Critic into Your Inner Advocate. You have to advocate for you. You have to consistently speak life over you. And if you can't do that, it's okay. Understand it. Don't beat yourself up and push yourself even that much farther in the hole, but actually realize that now you've got a data point where your starting point and you know that there's some work to do. I hear the things that I'm consistently saying about myself and they don't sound good. I am not treating myself very well. Therefore, you fill in the blank. What are you going to do about it? That's the question. Are you willing to do something differently? If you want a different outcome, you have to be willing to do something differently. And so that's the challenge. Finding out where you really are. You are here. Find that star on the model directory that tells you where you are. That's important information. So get that first, understand where you are, and then do the work to get from there to where it is that you'd like to be. So today we're talking about visualization and getting really, really clear on how transformative being able to visualize the life that you want and seeing yourself successful, seeing yourself winning in that space. It'll hit you in a few different ways. And so one of them is pretty technical, but we're going to break it down really easily. It's activating the reticular activating system. We all have that in our brain, the reticular activating system, and it's a network. And when we visualize, we activate that network, and what we visualize, our brains start to look for more of. The easiest example I can think of, purchasing a car. I personally would like to buy a car that is not the average car. It's not the car that you see on the road every day. And at one point I was like, ooh, I wanted to get a particular Tesla. And as soon as I decided that that was the car that I wanted, guess what I saw all the time? That dang car. All of a sudden, it's not that special. It's all over the place. It was already there. I just didn't notice it until I honed in on that particular make and model that I wanted. And then my brain was more aware of that car. So because my awareness was raised, I noticed it more. So that was activating my reticular activating system, bringing that to my awareness. So imagine if you take a look at your life and you sit back and you imagine the life that you would like. You see yourself accomplishing something. You see yourself in a particular situation, and you allow yourself not just to see it, but actually experience it. If you're by the water, hear the waves, feel the wind, feel the sand. Actually allow yourself to go deep in your visualization and experience the things that you want. And your brain will align with that visualization, and you will begin to draw those things to you because you're more aware of them. You will see the opportunities when they present themselves. Before, you may have been seeing all the reasons why you couldn't have that thing. So guess what? That's all you were going to see are the obstacles. But when you just slightly shift your perspective and you start to see yourself in that space, see yourself doing those things, accomplishing it, then you start to see ways to make it happen. Your external hasn't changed. The situation hasn't changed, but your focus has changed. And now you're more aware of how you can make it happen instead of hell bent on the fact that it can never happen. Just changing your perspective can change everything. So that's our reticular activating system. I won't go deep into that because I'm not a trained therapist. I'm not a doctor or anything medical. So look it up though, RAS, reticular activating system, and you can learn so much more about it. But just think about it as soon as I bought this red car, now I see that car everywhere. That's what your RAS is all about, is bringing into focus the things that you really desire. It can do that. It changes your focus on what you think in here, you start to see more of in the real world. Is an easy way to look at it. And then it enhances your motivation and confidence. Allowing yourself to visualize can really ignite and sustain over time your motivation. It gives you like something that you can hold on to. It allows you to see yourself. It starts to encourage you and see that it can happen. And you haven't really taken any steps yet. You haven't began to align and do the work, but just in visualizing yourself there, seeing those things come to pass can start to encourage you and uplift you. And again, it changes your focus. So you start to see the path to get there. You start to see how it's possible. And when you see that, then you start to see other things that you've achieved along the way. You start to notice, well, okay, this was similar and I accomplished that. So that's more evidence that this thing can happen. And in going through that process, you strengthen your self-belief and you start to have some confidence that you may not have had before. The third thing that it does is it programs that subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the truth and a lie, fantasy and real life. It doesn't. It's just experiencing what's going on in your head. So if you allow yourself to control what's going on in there, you can start to program that subconscious mind to be just what Annie said, to be your advocate, to be your cheerleader, versus to be a naysayer, to be so fearful that it holds you back and doesn't allow you to try things. The subconscious mind is consistently shaping our beliefs and our attitudes and our behaviors, and you can use visualization to shape those things in the way that you would like them to be, right? So visualize how you respond in stressful situations. If you're a person, one of my friends is starting a live, it may be this week, she's starting a program called Get on Camera program, and it's to help people go live. I had a hard time doing this just a few months back. I thought about everything that could go wrong when I'm going live. People are going to say mean things as they scroll by. People are going to point out what they think's wrong with me. Oh my goodness, what if I forget what to say and I'm just sitting there like a deer in headlights? What if somebody asks me a hard question and I can't respond? All these things were going on in my head. What if my equipment fails mid? All those things have happened. Just a few minutes ago, I got lost in one of my words. I couldn't get it out of my mouth. So I slowed myself down for like the third time and worked it out until I got it. And because I'm not so connected to everything that doesn't go right as my measurement of how well I do or don't do, it's no big deal. Sometimes people say mean things, I incorporate it right into the live, or I just ignore them and keep going. It just depends on the moment and what's happening and how it's feeding into what it is I'm talking about. I use everything. I use what's around me to keep things going. I use your comments. Sometimes I use your silence and go, okay, anybody out there, maybe I'm not reaching you. Tell me what you guys are thinking. But most of the time, comments are rolling in, and that feeds the conversation for me. I respond, and it creates a different thought or takes me down a particular path. So I just use it all. And I started, and it was just my laptop. And now it's my laptop, my tablet, my phone, 4 lights, a microphone, a camera in just a few months. I took her class for 5 days because it helped me move past the things that I had. That internal negative self-talk was holding me back, and it was keeping me from showing up and doing something that I thought was important for me to do. And I had valid reasons in my mind. All those things could happen. But the question was, so what? What's the worst thing that can happen? If I get disconnected, I get disconnected. I'll reconnect for the next one. If somebody says something mean, I can choose to ignore it. They don't know me. It has no real value. But I had to walk myself through those things. And she has a program. Her name's Jamie Hayden. So if any of you guys are wanting to go live, but you struggle, you can look on my Facebook page, and I put a link to her. I shared her post because I think it's important. I went from I would do videos, but I could do as many cuts as I needed to get it just the way I wanted, and then that would be it. But now I just push the button. Sometimes I have notes in front of me like today, and there's specific things I want to share. Sometimes I'm just talking and feeding off the audience based on a particular topic. I just go with it. What works, works. What doesn't, and I adjust and try to do better the next time. But I don't hold my value in whether or not this goes well or doesn't go well. If the crowd is cheering or if the crowd is booing, sometimes I'm not going to hit the crowd. Sometimes there's going to be people here that are in direct opposition to what I say. Now, if they're mature and I'm mature, now we've got rich conversation going. You can tell me your point of view. I can respond to that. And hopefully, the both of us learn something in the process. And we're both a little bit different, a little bit more informed by the time it's over. I love those types of conversations. I don't expect that when this many people are showing up from all these different places who've all had their individual experiences, I don't think everything I say is going to land with everybody. Some people are going to think I'm nuts, and that's okay. I am a little. It depends on where you catch me. But this is a passion of mine, and I couldn't do it not that long ago. And so, going through her class, I finished up on a Friday. I went live that same day, and I've been live almost every day since. I've had a few vacations and illnesses and work distractions that have not allowed me to that has not allowed me to go live one day here or there. But otherwise, I've got a Monday through Friday schedule, 5 days a week, where I show up and do this. So there's a lot of opportunity for me to bumble and fumble and fall. And when I do, it's okay. I think one day my whole camera fell over. I just picked it up and kept going. Oops, my bad. Equipment failed, malfunction, and we keep going. And we can have that attitude in any part of our lives. It's not like I take it lightly. It's not like I don't want to show up and be of value, be of service. That's the whole point in doing this. But at the same time, I have to give myself grace. And I want you to give yourself grace, especially when you're learning something for the first time. Stephen, hey, welcome. So, when you're doing something that you've never done before, at that moment, you're a sponge. Sponges absorb, sponges take in. You're in learning mode. And sometimes we're so uncomfortable and we so want to be in the know that we miss that opportunity early on to really have others feed into us. So don't be so prideful or don't be so hard on yourself that you don't allow yourself the opportunity to have a new beginning. New beginnings are exciting. They don't have to be nearly as stressful if you recognize where you are in the process. This is all new. I may not have mastered it yet, but given time and with the work that I'm willing to put in, I'll get it. So you talk to yourself. I'm not going to compare myself to this person because they've been doing it for 5 years. 5 years from now, I'll know at least what they know, if not more. But right now, it's a new beginning. New beginnings are chaotic. New beginnings are a little stressful. So give yourself some grace, take it all in, learn what you need to learn, and just keep going. And sometimes we forget that and we want to show up and be the expert of all things at all times. And we miss that opportunity to just be a sponge. I love being in environments where I can learn and grow and being around people who know more than I do. It's exciting because I'm going to expand from that. There's going to be new things that I can incorporate into what I thought I knew. And now I realize I knew this much and there's this much more to learn. That's exciting. I don't beat myself up for only knowing a part of it. My experience has been what it is. I know what I know, but I keep myself open and ready to learn more. And you can maintain that attitude when you're not in a position where you're so hard on yourself that you never can make a mistake. So visualization also has a powerful effect on sharpening our focus and our clarity. We live in a soundbite world. If you're making reels, they tell you if you want to have a lot of people follow, make them 7 seconds, make them 7 to 11 seconds. Things have to be quick in the world that we live in. But when you're moving like that, you're not able to actually stop and assess and really think. And visualization will allow you to do that. There was a time when I was doing Steve Harvey's challenge. It was 300 things that you're asking God for. And I just thought that was outrageous. It's like, I'll never come up with 300 things. I'm close. I'm getting there. After I got the easy stuff out of the way, I started to really have to just lay back and be and see what came to me and visualize. And I was amazed at some of the opportunities that opened up to me because I gave myself that mental focus to just relax in and dream and see what came up. Visualization will do that for you. It's a powerful technique, and it'll refine your focus and give you clarity. And when you have that, then you can really hone in and be precise about your goals. And then you can be very intentional about the steps that you're taking, the choices that you're making every day, because either they will align with those goals or not. Visualization can also help in your stress management and in overcoming obstacles. Let's start with the obstacles because they create stress in and of themselves. That's the focus thing that I was talking about early on. Are you just seeing and experiencing the problem? Or are you allowing yourself to be creative and innovative and really think about how you might be able to get through this challenge? And what can I learn from this situation, and how can I adjust what I typically do so that I can get past this and not recreate this situation in my life again? So you have to visualize yourself on the other side of the hurdles, getting through it with ease and being resilient and being resourceful. Speak those things over yourself. I can do hard things. One of the things my shirt says is, I made this shirt a while ago. Tell yourself daily, I'm worthy, I'm enough, I'm lovable, I'm capable. Those are affirmations that you can speak over yourself. You can sit and close your eyes and just allow those words to wash over you and see what comes up. Things will start to show up for you. Ideas will start to come because your brain is relaxing. You're a lot less stressed in that state, and that opens up your brain for possibilities. And in that, you're going to reduce your stress. You'll have better problem solving skills, and the mindset will maintain a more of a positive focus instead of being bogged down by the stress of it all, and being so focused on what the issues are. I think that's all of them. So let me back up. Today we've been talking about, on this Mindset Monday, visualization and utilizing it as a tool to help you accomplish the things that you'd like to have in your life, how you would like to see your life unfold. And there were 4 or 5 areas. The first is that it activates your reticular activating system, the RAS. And that's the thing that says, once you buy that red car, you're going to see the red car all over the place. And what that says is you've brought that red car into your consciousness. It was there all around. The people who were driving that red car before were driving it before you bought yours, but you they weren't conscious to you. You weren't paying attention. Once you purchased it, it brought it into your conscious mind, and now you see them all around. So the reason that that is important is because if you are mindful about what you're visualizing and what it is that you're bringing into your conscious thinking, that's what you're going to focus on. What's going on in here is what you're going to experience out there. So mind your thoughts. Mind how you speak about yourself, especially internally. Because what we say out loud versus what we think, we've got a little filter system, that little filtration system. Sometimes by the time it comes out of our mouths, it's a lot nicer than what's going on up here. But you got to hear what's going on up here, and you've got to clean that up and visualize on the opposite. Visualize on the things that you would like out of life, and then watch you start to see the opportunities to make that happen, because that's what's in your conscious mind now. So now you can see the pathway to what it is you're trying to accomplish versus just seeing the obstacles. And in doing that, it's going to enhance your motivation and your confidence. You're programming your subconscious mind to see and create the life that you desire. And you're sharpening your focus and your clarity, and you're learning to manage stress and overcome obstacles. So that is it for today. I was trying to keep it tight and short, so I wrote my notes out pretty well today because I've got to jump on a work call now. So for those of you who joined, Deborah, I see you there. Sonia, love you. Nisi Poo, I see you guys joining, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? So tomorrow is Transformation Tuesday. We will be talking about change, and transformation, and it will be tomorrow's Tuesday, so 7:15 a.m. Central. I will be back for Transformation Tuesday. In my world, everyone's A pony, said God bless. I like your world, and God bless you as well. And who is that? Cynthia. Cynthia, thank you for catching the for planning to catch the replay. I did see you just jumped on a few minutes ago. For all of you guys that have joined, thank you so much. The replay is there. Please share the link. Help me get the word out, guys. I think we're talking about good stuff every day that can make each one of our lives better. So just invite other people in. And I will see you all tomorrow at 7:15 a.m. Central for Transformation Tuesday. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day.